What's up, everyone? Welcome to the HBAR Daily Show. Hope everyone's doing well on this amazing Monday. So much news, so much happened over the weekend. Again, I hope everyone is doing well on this Monday. Don't forget to like and retweet the show here today. You should be able to see my screen. Let me double check that really quick. Yeah, it looks good. I think it looks like there's like some sort of delay. All right, so what we're gonna do here today, depending on how many guest speakers we have come up towards the beginning of the show, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start with some TA. So we're gonna go cover Bitcoin, what went down over the weekend. A lot of you guys probably know already. If you don't know for some reason, well, I'm gonna tell you. Looks like Biden dropped out of the race. It looks like Kamala will be taking his place. Very interesting developments. I wasn't sure if that was going to go down or not, but of course that'll impact our cryptos here as well. So I'm pulling up Bitcoin, pulling up. How is that possible? Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up some charts here on the back end. So you guys probably can't see it yet. Make sure you shoot IPEX_HBAR follow. If you haven't already, go join the community as well. While the page is loading here, you guys should be able to see my mouse. There it is. Okay. So right here, HBAR Daily Show, we have about 39 members. It's almost a week old now. I wasn't able to do a live stream last Monday because we didn't have premium. So now we have premium. We have the community going as well. So if you haven't joined, let me set it up here so you guys can see it. I'm still loading the other websites here, so give me a second. Man, it's really struggling to show my screen here. Let me actually stop sharing completely, and then I might have to just restart the screen here. But yeah, I'm excited to talk more about the news over the weekend and what is coming up here in Hedera. There's a lot of news to cover as always. So it looks like the main studio, there you go. The main studio was just not showing the screen for some reason. So let me pull it back up so I could show you what I am seeing as well. And this is just a temporary banner, but you guys know the trending HBAR, So make sure you join Spreading HBAR right via daily live shows at 5 p.m. EST. Tap in and share your alpha as a community, being able to really highlight technical analysis. So here's a poll. So once you join, you'll be able to vote here. So daily latest news is the highest vote. We did have 33 votes, which is almost everyone in the community. So if you're in our community already, make sure to go vote. There's 18 hours left. We had this up for about a week now. Daily latest news is at the top currently, so of course we're gonna focus on that. That is the main focus of our show at the end of the day, to give you guys the latest news that's going on. Let's go here. So pop up. All right, and then community updates is now in second. That one was at the end, so that's very interesting. Again, I want to see as many of you guys voting as possible. So make sure to join the community. It's free. It's public, right? Technical analysis in third, and then guest speakers in fourth. So very interesting turnout on the poll. But of course, we need some more votes for me to just kind of get a better feel. And of course, you guys let me know in the comments, what is the content that you tune in every single day for, right? What kind of content do you really look forward to? Technical analysis, guest speakers, the latest news, right? Specific community updates. Let me know if there's anything I'm missing as well, right? And again, make sure to join the HBAR Daily Show community. It is public now as of the last week, now that we have premium as well. It's just on my main profile here. Let me pull it back up here at IPEX_HBAR. So make sure to shoot me a follow if you haven't already. Please stay up to date with your latest HBAR daily news. And of course, join our community. I'll share polls and specific content there as well for you guys. All right, let me pull up Bitcoin and Hedera. All right, let me cover, I'll touch on Bitcoin first. And I didn't really follow the charts too closely over the weekend. I'll be completely honest here. So Let's see. Bitcoin. Let me share the screen here in a second. I try not to follow it too closely over the weekend, just so I kind of have some research to do on Mondays. So that's what I was doing for a bit here before the show started. And I think you guys let me know as well. Should I have like a little intro to the show, like maybe 15-30 minutes before, let you guys join up on the show, maybe listen to some of the waiting music. I like the music a lot. I've gotten a bunch of DMs of people asking, what music is it? Um, you guys enjoy it, so it sounds like you guys are enjoying it. Man, Coin Market Cap is really struggling here to load the chart. So I'll show it to you guys as soon as it loads. I'm not sure why it's taking forever to load. I don't know if Gilmore Estates is in the show just yet. I don't see him on the spaces, but brother, shout out to you if you are in the broadcast side of things. This this broadcast today, this show is sponsored by at Gilmore Estates. Go check them out. GC, they have the GC token. They are tokenizing real estate on Hedera. Shout out to them for sponsoring our shows on Mondays and Wednesdays. They're doing some really interesting things here in Hedera. So if you haven't checked them out, make sure to go shoot them a follow. Go check out their token. Go check out what they are doing here in Hedera. All right, it looks like Bitcoin is sitting at around 67,914 USD, so about 68K. We've been talking, over the course of the last quite a few months at this point, right? Unless Bitcoin breaks below, which again is still loading. I don't know why it's struggling to load so hard. Let me refresh my page one more time. Bitcoin, if it doesn't break that 53K range, I'm not concerned, right? I'm going to look at the RSI. We're going to cover some of the RSI here today as well. Looks like my screen stopped sharing. Wow. I've never really had problems with the live stream platform. So what's going on with that? All right. Wow. Okay. Yeah, StreamYard's really struggling today. So you guys should be able to still see my PFP at least. Not sure what's going on with the actual screen share. So I'll bring that up once it's not bugging out here. I'm not sure why it's crashing. Let me try to reshare my screen again. Let's just open it to the price action and see what loads. Well, HBAR loaded, but Bitcoin won't load. So let's bring that up. Hmm. Yeah, StreamYard is bugging. It says it doesn't want to let me share the screen. Let me try it again. All right, it looks like it's trying to load. Wow. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen this. Maybe I have too many tabs open or something. I'm gonna close out a bunch of them. Also, if you guys are tuning in on YouTube as well, shout out to you. Let me share this tab. There you go. So also go shoot us a subscription on YouTube as well. Looks like let's see my cursor, but I'll go update the graphics soon as well. But you're gonna be able to track. Actually, I gotta refresh this screen as well, but you should be able to track all of our upcoming shows as well. If you do tune in on YouTube, our current show is episode 226. We are live now as well. Me, yeah, StreamYard is really struggling here today. All right, I'm sure what's causing it. I will load Hedera as soon as it lets me. Yeah, it was crazy last Monday. I wasn't able to. Okay, here you go. Oh, you can see my screen now. Perfect. I gotta jump across here. Let me change the format. Let's see here. Okay, you should be able to see the screen. There you go. Now it's working. All right, and then let me pull up Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin looks good too. Let me pull up Trading View. Trading View's up on Hedera already. I don't know if I'm gonna have to refresh Hedera's price. I don't know Hedera's price off the top of my head. Is Hedera? Let me go check really quick what the price of it is. It's at 717. Okay, so it looks like it's accurate. Perfect. Let me double check on the spaces. Looks like everything's good over here. Perfect, perfect. Also, if you guys are on the spaces, my plan is to move everything eventually to the broadcast. I do believe the future of this, right, the streaming side of things, hosting shows. I do believe the future is going to be sharing your screen, having your live guests up. So I'm doing everything I can to just make the shows the best they can be, and have some really specific things planned. I won't share them here yet, but I'll network with some founders and creators soon enough to take the show to the next level. Just kind of waiting also for price action. I don't. If we have to wait another year, I have to be very, very careful with how I spend my time. A lot of all of this is bootstrapped. And again, massive shout out to all of our sponsors. We have some more sponsors. Here's some alpha for everyone. We do have some more sponsors on the way, starting in August. So in about a week, we have another sponsor. A few of you have been reaching out. So we're gonna do month one. We're gonna go month by month. We want to continue to grow and reach out, and reach people in and outside of Hedera. So shout out to everyone that's reached out to me. If you are interested in sponsoring the show, today's show is sponsored by Gilmore Estates. You can see the what do you call it, like the bottom rotating on the screen there. So shout out to Gilmore Estates. Appreciate you, brother. And of course, if you are interested in sponsoring our show, shoot me a DM at IPEX_HBAR. And don't forget to share the stream with your friends if you find any value out of our content here today. But again, if you are on the spaces, feel free to jump on over. Let me actually just share it to the Jumbotron so you guys have an easy way to just access it as well. Give me 1 second. It's not loading, so let me just manually do it. Here it is. There you go. If you're in the spaces, feel free to hit that link up in the Jumbotron to see what I'm about to share with the technical analysis here. All right. And then, of course, let me jump back really quickly here before we get into some TA. You guys should be able to see my screen, my X account. So again, if you guys ever want to join, whether you're on desktop or mobile, literally just go to my account and hit this StreamYard link right here. I have to manually update it every single stream. So again, that's just some extra work that I do for you guys, but you are able to join as a speaker on the broadcast via this link in my bio. And again, I have to manually update it every single show. So make sure to hit that link if you want to come up as a speaker as well. Epic, what's good, brother? I saw you come up. You requested to speak in today's show. Yeah. How are you doing, brother?
Doing good. How's everyone doing? Lady H, HBAR Lead, Deep Man, Aureliano. That's Kelly Face and Saucy Girl. I'm doing good, guys. I just, I always remind myself, I'm like, we are super early in Hedera, and it's just amazing. We have a few people in the community that are active regularly, so that shows how early we are, and how the table of innovation is like right in front of us. So there's, I always tell people, I'm like, we're this early that if you have any idea of any products of Web 2 that are successful that you want to kind of integrate into Web 3, and you can do that now. This is the best time to start building and start innovating, because guys, it's amazing the timing. Timing couldn't have been better for us to be a part of this ecosystem, this community. So I just want to say that, just get the positive vibes there, get the encouragement there that, guys, I know we've been going through such a roller coaster with events lately in the past couple of weeks, but you know what? You got to stay optimistic and just keep building, So just want to say that. Back to you, IPEX. It's good, it's good seeing you again.
Yeah, brother, appreciate you. And yeah, I can't wait till we meet at some point in the future. I know you're able to meet Postmaster at one of the latest Karate Combat events, but yeah, I'm looking forward to all the events and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's time just yet. I'm also like very aware of like how malicious, the space can be, how ruthless it is. So like, I want to be careful, with just, I'm going to remain anonymous somewhat. I mean, a lot of you guys know who I am already, but for those of you guys that don't, I'm technically anonymous. But if you ever want to jump on a call or, I mean, even these streams, I could easily just open my camera, which at some point I do plan on doing. I don't think that time is now just yet, but I'm really excited for you guys to see me, and I can see a lot of you guys as well. I know a lot of you want to be able to jump up here on the camera as well. So we want to have our platform ready for all that, and we're gonna start bringing some more people together. So stay tuned for all that. But Epic, I always appreciate you sharing some amazing vibes and letting us know what you think, where we are in the cycle, and of course, yeah, I mean, just spreading good vibes, brother. Anything new with you? I actually don't know. I know your name is Epic Collection, but I actually don't really know anything about what you're working on, or if you're working on something specific. If you want to talk about it at all, you're welcome to. Before I jump in on some TA here, I have Bitcoin pulled up.
Thanks, Ipex. The thing is, like, I guess it's all about timing, right? There's timing. I just want the timing to be perfect, and with the team and everything. I could share a little bit without revealing anything specific. But obviously, I don't know if you guys know this, but I was a performing artist. I would love. I'm a vocalist. I sing, perform, and I did actually in the past, and and it was always positive music and gospel type of music as well, and just, for me, my biggest passion was children, right? And it's always been. I have 4 kids, and I want a great atmosphere and great future for my children to grow up in, right? And I want to be part of building that, right? So I've always wanted that. And the product, or the Web2, I guess, business that we're working on right now is like children's related, like children's books, right? And that's what we're starting with. And without, again, I can't give the detail about the project working behind, but it's definitely a very solid foundation that we have, and a strong team, and the project is coming on amazing. So the children's book, the basically the message and like what we want to portray is about team building and supporting one another and growing together, and just like these are the type of messages that are going to be in our books, and the concept behind it. And obviously, we're going to be branching into other products, also like actually tangible stuff like toys and stuff where we can actually for sale, and and this is going to be all built around the token economy. Right, so it's all going to be Web3 features of Web3 within Web2 books, so within a Web2 products, right? Again, books, children's books in this regard. But yeah, it's been really hard, working really hard on this, getting a lot of connections in the industry. We got quotes, how much the book's going to cost, and as soon as it's ready for publication, or as soon as we're ready to start the marketing, then we're going to reveal like pretty much everyone behind it, right? So it's just really early to give a little too detailed on it, but I'm so excited. I'm so optimistic about it, and I think the world really needs this. Like my children, they need it. Like I actually read the book, the book that we're working on. I read it to them at night sometimes, and they're like, yeah. So then they ask questions. This. What is this about, and who this is, and and it's just great, because it sparks their curiosity, and then teaches them something. So that's what we're in here for, right? That's what we're living in this world in the 60, 70 years that we've been strategically placed in this time frame, right, in our lives. Is for a purpose, right? We all have that purpose. And I really feel that doing this is actually part of fulfilling the purpose, part of the purpose that we're here for, personally speaking, And so, yeah, I'm really excited and really looking forward to this journey, together in Hedera, which is awesome, with all of you, so it's awesome. Really excited. I just want to give it back to you now. Yeah.
Awesome, brother. No,
my rant right now.
I appreciate it, brother. I just actually pulled up your profile on the broadcast. So everyone, if you guys are listening, you find what Epic is sharing here of interest, make sure to go shoot him a follow, stay up to date with what he's got cooking. But again, I always appreciate the vibes, brother. You're welcome to stay up as a speaker. If not, you're more than welcome to drop down to the listeners as well, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Apex.
Awesome, brother. All right, we're gonna go to some Bitcoin technical analysis. I was throwing up some what do you call it, some trend lines here, so you can see, right? Nothing's been broken. Nothing's actually been breached, right? So we've been here at the bottom, right, over the last few weeks, few months. This is the weekly candle, right? So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we're talking months, right, of Hedera, Bitcoin, right, being down here at these levels. Obviously, we've had some surge back in June, and then now we're down here in July. What is August going to bring, right? August, September, and so on, right? So here's something interesting, right? And again, if you guys have been tracking, you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, you know? So the blue, as I said, when it's above is super bullish. When it's below, right, it's pretty bearish. And you can literally, I don't have to like show you, right? You can see it for yourself. I don't have to explain it to you. It's literally there, right? So make sure you have your stochastic RSI pulled up. Again, on the higher time frames, it's much more powerful than the daily. So look at this. Look, as I was saying on the monthly, if we do cross up, I'm going to be super bullish. If we cross down, I'm going to be pretty bearish, at least for the next year. Not bearish as in like Bitcoin's going to go to zero or all your bags are going to zero, nothing like that. But I will say bearish on this uptrend. I think we'll see another year or so of this consolidation, and maybe some downward price action, right, on Bitcoin. I think we could consolidate in this in these levels over here. There's a lot of support and resistance levels here. I'm hoping, obviously, and I don't trade on hope or anything like that. I try to just study the charts. So, I mean, this is a solid hammer candle, right, on the monthly. If Bitcoin closes in this range, we're going to be looking pretty. We're going to be looking pretty, right? Again, August, September, we're going to have this close, pretty close. I mean, it's so close. At this point, I can feel it. Same thing with the RSI, right? RSI looks good in the 60 range. Yeah, I mean, everything's looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin at the moment. Maybe some people might tell you otherwise, but that's okay too. I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing in the charts, what I've been watching, you know. And again, I'm just going to give it to you straight. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'll just let you know what I see. Bitcoin at the 60 level, you know, on the weekly. We went back to the weekly. The weekly's clearly in a bullish pattern here, opening up in the blue on the weekly. It's at, what are we at? 47 and 28. So we do need to close a bit higher before we really get bullish on this. And then, of course, this weekly candle just opened. So, I mean, it hasn't really, you can't really judge it on anything. That's a strong candle. That's a strong candle, you know. That's a pretty solid candle as well. This is pretty solid as well. So, again, just waiting. Got to be super patient here and just watch what the market is going to give us at the end of the day. So that's enough of Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks bullish. I've been saying it this whole time. This could have been the bottom. I did say that that's potentially the bottom, right? You guys can go look at all my posts. If you don't believe me, you know, go look at all my posts and said, hey, there's a lot of bottom signals happening, you know. And look, if I'm wrong and this close, Bitcoin ends up closing down here in August or September, which you guys all know how fast this market can move, you know. Um, you guys can see it, right? So if we're here and this area wasn't the bottom, then I was wrong, you know, and I will openly say, hey, this was always a possible scenario, closing back down here in the 40s, right? Let me zoom out really quick. In this level, right? Down in here, it's very possible to consolidate down here as well for like the next year. I've been saying that, right? So hopefully we can have a close of above 73, and basically the bull run is back in full swing, and Q3 Q4 will probably be the blow off top. That's what I've been saying. Hopefully it goes through and a bunch of people here make a lot of profits, and we're gonna cover it here, you know, every single day. I've been working super hard to get the platform here to this point where we can cover it and I can share with as many people as possible. So hopefully a lot of you guys take profits and are in profit. And hopefully if it does go into 2025, of course, then I'm gonna cover it. You know, we're gonna talk about it, and hopefully you guys can sell somewhere near the top as well, right? All right. Let's see. Let's go into some HBAR now. Here's the weekly, right? Look at the blue, right? Blue's crossing up on stochastic. The numbers in it though are still low, so we do need to see higher levels before we get like crazy bullish on Hedera here. In terms of price action, right? And then the RSI, right? It's below 50, so it's in that 40 range, that low 40 range. It's around 40, 41. So we need to see it above 50, which is about this level to get like pretty bullish. So we're gonna need the RSI to be higher, stochastic and the regular RSI. And we're just gonna talk about it, right? There's no candles in particular that I'm really looking at for Hedera. I strongly believe it's gonna be dictated on Bitcoin's price. Of course, there's consolidation right here. It's like in the absolute slightest uptrend possible. Let's look at the monthly here. Yeah, same thing. I think we're going to see it. I think we see. So here's some interesting information. If Bitcoin closes in this range in August, it's possible for HBAR to close in like September. So just because Bitcoin closes within the next month doesn't mean HBAR will. HBAR will probably close right after, and other tokens follow suit, right? So everything's just kind of following Bitcoin at this point. This is a good candle. This is a bearish hammer, but pretty much hammers are usually trend reversals in some capacity. So, and this is a monthly candle as well. So this entire month, it resulted in this. That's pretty solid. And I can go and show you guys the Bitcoin one as well. I mean, it looks good, right? I can't lie about that. It's looking absolutely strong here. What are we looking at here? Yeah, and this is on the monthly again. So this is the strongest indicator that I'm looking at. What are we at on the RSI? The RSI is looking good too at 46, 47. So basically every indicator that I'm looking at right now is like basically about to cross. And so like the RSI about to cross above into the 50s, unless we go lower, which obviously we'll cover here. And then of course, sometime in August or September, HBAR will cross here. And of course, we'll cover it here as well to see if the orange remains on top or if the blue decides to pump up, which will probably mean I can't really do too much price predictions because this BlackRock announcement, right, with the RWA stuff, the RCAX. I don't know how much of this is going to retain, right? Like, are we going to hit this as a psychological level, the 18 to 20 cent range? Are we going to go way above? So this 11 to 12 cent range is probably going to be the first leg up from the sevens, right? That's what we saw before the BlackRock news happened, right? You can see it right here, closed on the monthly, and then boom, we went all the way to 18, 20 cents. So not really a lot of market structure anywhere here. It's really going to be a lot of price discovery. And then once we hit these levels, right, in the 18, 20 cent range, we can just go back to the last bull run. And I can just show you guys really quick. Again, shout out to everyone on the spaces. Shout out to everyone tuning into the show here today on our broadcast as well. If you are on the show here, give me 1 second. If you're on the show, let me actually share. I might have shared the wrong link up in the spaces. So let me just share the other one really quick with you all. So just in case you can't see it, if you're not in the community already, again, if you're not in the community, make sure to go join. Just hit my profile here, and the community is right under my bio. Just go click it, go join it. All right, you guys. I just shared the link to the broadcast on the spaces. So if you're not coming up as a speaker today, I'd highly recommend joining on the broadcast side of things, so you can see the charting that I'm doing as well, so I can share what I'm seeing here as well. So again, going back in the past, right? So we had this 19 level, right? So this is about the high that we hit with the foundation, HR foundation posts in that range, right? With RCAX and BlackRock. So I mean, this pretty much lines up with the old closes back in May and June, basically 3 years ago, right? May, June of 2021, July, right? This is the July candle. So the next legs up will be about in the mid 20 range. And then, of course, I mean, a lot of this is just price discovery. So 30 cents, 40 cents, basically every 10 cents. I'm just kind of looking at the chart here. Basically, every 10 cents is a new level, which is super fascinating. So basically, we'll hit 18, 20 cents, whatever that next leg up will look like, 30 cents, and then 40 cents in this range. And then whatever price discovery happens, if we do go much higher, which obviously everyone hopes for. Everyone wants the highest price action for Hedera. I think obviously a lot of it's just going to be dictated on the news, obviously, that we get from marketing, news from different partnerships, enterprises, governing council members. You guys know how it goes as well. So again, just waiting, being super patient. I think if you guys feel like it's worth talking about every single show, do let me know on specific shows if we should continue to cover technical analysis, which I'm planning on doing, so you guys can actually know that I'm not like bullshitting you on what I'm seeing, right? And of course, once we get this cross up, which I've been talking about since February, we're at basically since this candle over here, I've been talking about how there's a trend reversal happening. I'm gonna wait to re-enter some very specific plays until around this point. So I think we're very, very close within 30 to 60 days from that happening, which I'm really excited for. I did say right about 3 to 6 months, which from February to now is about that range. So again, it's all playing out as I've basically been calling it here. Again, if we get the blue above the orange here on the monthly, I'm going to be super, super bullish, super excited. But again, if we see anything weird in the charts, if the RSI is off, something's wrong, the candles look weird, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to share from my experiences what I am seeing in this space. All right, I'm going to jump back to X here. I'm going to throw my screen up here. Give me a second here to pull it up. Shout out to everyone tuning in here today. We'll do another shout out for our sponsor. This show is sponsored by at Gilmore_Estates and GC tokenizing real estate on Hedera. This is episode 226 here. Again, massive shout out to Gilmore Estates and all that they're doing here in our ecosystem. And of course, sponsoring our show here on Mondays and Wednesdays. Appreciate you, brother. All right. And then, of course, if you guys are not following him already, Gilmore Estates, go hit the link up in the Spaces title. And then, of course, you can type it in on your desktop or mobile as well from the broadcast link as well. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Again, you guys, make sure to go join our community. We just set it up within the last week because now we now have premium. So make sure to go tap in there as well. We have a poll going on. I'm going to share some specific alpha for the future of our show there. And of course, you guys are going to be able to make some decisions for the future of our show. And of course, don't forget to like and retweet the stream here today as well. We do host shows here. If this is your first time here, we do host shows Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. EST. The place to be in Web3. And then also, of course, sometimes we will do a one-off show on different topics, or sometimes we won't host a show on certain days. Usually, it'll be on like a Friday if it's like super slow. But I'm planning on doing a Monday through Friday. Then maybe even on the weekends, once things really, really start to pick up, I want to have a strong foundation for the show here, so that as many platforms, NFTs, DeFi, community leaders here have a place to be, have a voice here in the ecosystem as well. So that's the goal here with what we're doing, and making sure you guys stay up to date with the latest news as well. So I'm going to share some of the latest news in the ecosystem. Again, feel free to request to come up to speak. If you're on the spaces, hit the button on the bottom left. And if you are on the, give me 1 second. If you're on the broadcast side of things, all you got to do is head to my profile here. If you're on desktop or mobile, doesn't matter. Everyone can just click this link right here, the StreamYard link, and it will bring you up as a speaker. And of course, you don't have to show your face. You're more than welcome to use your PFP as well, just as we do on Spaces as well, since none of you guys can see each other. But yeah, go check that out. Again, don't forget to like and retweet the show here today. I appreciate everyone that shows your support here to us and what we're doing here at the HBAR Daily Show. All right, let's get some alpha underway. It looks like I'm assuming, yeah, this giveaway is over, but I just liked it. All right, let's get into some alpha here from the HBAR ecosystem from my notifications. Joe High Time, shout out to you, brother. Said, I feel like to earn big gains, you need to find something before the masses do. That's why I like HBAR, right? Once again, an insane announcement. The normies realize that we have the best tech. It'll be hard to catch the rocket, in my humble opinion. Much higher, right? I agree with this, right? Obviously, there's a lot of work to be done in terms of just marketing Hedera, onboarding normies, right? For them to even know of Hedera, right? So, of course, there's a ton of work to do, and I'm going to show up every day, right? Try to put in that work, whatever that looks like. This is one of the ways I can do it, right? And if you have ways that you're doing it, let me know, right? I'm happy to support. Let me know how I can support as well. And support one another, right? As long as the energy's right and you guys are pushing strong, I'm gonna be there, trying my best, to support Pack Token, right? With Hashback here, I'm sure everyone in Hedera pretty much knows of Hashback and Pack Token. If you guys are not familiar, it's the leading wallet here on Hedera. It looks like they have an integration with Hashport now as well, which is a pretty big announcement. So go check out what they're doing. That was over the weekend. That was yesterday. On Sunday, shout out to Skelly Bets as well. Looks like they minted out over the weekend as well. We did talk about them briefly in our alpha chat. It looks like a bunch of you minted in our alpha chat as well. So shout out to Skelly Bets. I have had some pretty solid interactions, and we did lock in. Here's some alpha as well. We did lock in an interview with them. I won't reveal the date or anything like that just yet, but I'll let you guys know once the date is closer. It'll be within the next, I don't know. I don't want to tease it too much. I'll give it to you guys once it's closer. But I'm excited to officially interview them as well and showcase their website. I'll let the founder Loafer. I'll let him share his screen so he can walk you through the new website. Basically, there's some new specific updates that'll be going on through that interview as well. So hopefully we can drop some special alpha. But again, congratulations to Skelly Bets. If you haven't checked out their website already, just go to their main account here at Skellyverse, and the website is in their bio. So I think it's skellybets.com or something. All right, go check them out. Congratulations once again as well. Looks like Mondelez at MDLZ. I don't know if it this is the official. It looks like it's the official account, but it looks like Jack from Kabila, Jack Timothy. He commented. He had a dialogue with someone in the ecosystem. I forget who, and they were just talking about rewarding people for this initiative that he's working on, and it looks like they reached out. So I'm very curious to see what comes of this. That's awesome. We want to see more just across the board from the governing council members, and hopefully, this is a positive step in that direction. So shout out to Jack, shout out to Mondelez. Let's see some awesome community-led initiatives here as well. All right, it looks like Matt's shared a little update on the Hello Future Hackathon. You guys can kind of just skim this here really quick, but it's powered by Angel Hack, unlocking the power of Hedera essentially as well. Disruptive, innovative solutions in AI, RWA, tokenization, and DeFi, of course, as well. So if you're planning on joining this hackathon, it looks like it's going to be about a month from basically starting now. So go check it out. 300K up for grabs in the total prize pool, and you can register here. I'm not sure this /Mats what that's all about, but yeah, go check that out. Shout out to Mans Harmon. What's up to you, brother? All right. We got a hackathon. We got some potential Mondelez news. Projects are starting to sell out. We have integrations with Hashport. And of course, it pays to be early here in Hedera. Here's Dave. We've had Dave on our show a couple times as well. Shout out to you, brother. HBAR is really undervalued, right? He just posted this a little bit before the show. It should perform well in the next run. If the sell pressure slows down and they focus on retail awareness, look out, as that is a wild card. That would be a game changer, right? Before I read this next part, that's what I've been saying, right? Like, regardless of what's happened, what animosity, bitterness, whatever you might feel that's like a negative emotion to Hedera or anyone, because Hedera's kind of decentralized, right? There's so many facets, so many different groups, right? Like it's not just one person. Like you can't just sit here and say, hey, Hedera is Lehman and Mance, and we're gonna go after them, right? Like it's nothing like that, right? It's so spread out, so it's quite decentralized, arguably compared to a lot of other chains. And when we go and look at the market cap of Hedera, when we go look at the current state, right? We really, really are honest and analyze the current state of the ecosystem, right? And we see, oh, okay, like the market cap is this, and we're currently where we are. Let me see if I can actually pull up. Give me 1 second to pull up coin market cap once again. Let me open another tab. And we look at, I don't know what Hedera's at. I know some people were talking about how I think WIF or some other meme tokens are passing Hedera once again. But that's going to be common for the time being, right? And I'm going to share some alpha here that you guys didn't know. I'm just going to be super brutally honest, right? Not everyone wants to hear it. I get it. But not everyone wants to hear the things that I say all the time in terms of the truth, right? I know the truth hurts a lot of times, which is okay because sometimes you need to hear it. All right. So Hedera, right? Number 37, right? We're at 19 like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, right? Based on the news, right? But look at the market cap, right? 2.578 billion, right? Okay, let's just scroll up here to the top 30, right? 3 billion, right? So we're talking about half a billion in market cap difference. And that puts us about 8 slots above. Now let's scroll up. This is about 1 billion difference, right? 1 billion difference. And that puts us about 20 spots. 20 spots, 1 billion difference. Okay. Like none of these cryptos, any of them, right? XLM, Aptos. I've never even heard of Mantle, but I should look into that. WIF, right? I mean, all of these are literally within a billion, right? Let's scroll up 4.2, 4.7. Okay, this is 2 billion difference now, right? This is probably the biggest shift in the top mid 20s, right? And then you go 4.8, 5, right? So 5. Um, yeah, I mean that's 2 billion, 2.5 billion, right here, 3 billion. So top 18, that's the difference, right? 3 billion, right? And most of these market caps are around that price anyways. So basically, if any of these chains actually get any adoption, any decent marketing on anything, right? And that's why these memes are actually going crazy, right? That they're even up here to begin with. Like any of this can move at any time, right? Like I think a lot of people miss that. It's like none of these are that crazy. And like I saw some posts, I won't name the names of who, but someone's like, oh, HBAR is farther from this slot than like the top whatever, right? And like that's true, right? Like Hedera could go into like the inverse of what I'm saying is true, right? If we lose like half a billion, right, we're gonna drop all the way to like the 50 range, right? Like that was when I first bought Hedera, right? But all these are so close to each other, like within a billion, 2 billion, 3 years, billion, which I mean, when you're talking stocks, I mean, that's massive. But in crypto, like we all are well aware how fast it moves, how fast the narrative shifts, right? Um, I did not know near is up here, but yeah, I mean, good on you can see, right? 8 billion, 7 billion, 6 billion. So basically, top 10, top 15, the difference is a few billion, right? Like just between each one. What would it take to be in the top 10, right? 15 billion, 12 billion, 11 billion, top 10, right? Like the numbers are there, like a few X's for Hedera to put it on the level of what Solana has done, or maybe some other tokens. Like everything's there, it's so silly, but you can look at the numbers here and look at the total market cap. Like once any of this actually gets adopted, if the governing council actually buys, if we have any decent retail marketing, I know Charles wants to start doing spaces and all that kind of stuff. Like we'll see what comes of all that. But if the community can actually come together and rally and support one another, get the marketing up, Charles and all the people involved, if we can actually make quite a bit of noise. Yeah, a lot of people complain we're not in the top 10 right now, or maybe even top 20. We're dropping spots, right? But arguably the race, whatever this race is going to look like, right, for adoption, it's such a tight slot. There's not much difference between almost any of these tokens in the top 50 at this point, outside of maybe the top 15, top 10, right, which we were like right here not that long ago, right? How easy, how fast, how simple this space moves. Arguably, and let me go back to Dave here. HBAR is really undervalued, right? It should perform well in the next run. If we're at the current place right now without substantial retail marketing, onboarding, right? If the sell pressure slows down, they focus on retail awareness, look out, as that is a wild card and could be a game changer, right? If our foundations and organizations and the ways that our HBARs are stewarded, right, is stewarded properly, and we have stronger marketing across the board, like I have no doubt in my mind that we are primed for an amazing position come this bull run as well. What other alts top 5 fit into the category of undervalued stellar tech and great communities like Hedera? Like name me another one, right? Which I'm sure there are other ones, but of course with the technology undervalued and having a great community like ours, right? Let me go back to my main account here. Again, don't forget to like and retweet this show. I really appreciate you guys supporting our show here. And again, look at you guys can see the numbers. I follow a bunch of people in Avalanche. I know they're in Bitcoin, right? Solana, Sui. This is an Ethereum one, right? This one's Ethereum and Solana, right? You can see the spaces numbers, right? You can see the broadcast numbers. And we're not even nowhere near the top 10 currently, right? Like you can just imagine what our content what our broadcasts, what the platforms here are going to become once we continue to grow, once we continue to support one another, and get to a substantial place, right? That's why I'm doing this. I want to see stronger platforms. I want to incentivize more and more people to be able to come together as well. Don't forget, retail pays the bills. Shout out to Brandon, Hash Farms, Diffuse Labs, right? Everyone that pushed the retail pays the bill initiative as well. And then over the weekend, a few days ago, I think on Saturday, I said, right, does hashtag HBAR even have any meme tokens? We got quite a few hits on that post. Crypto Tracker, I see you in the space. Shout out to you, brother. Always enjoy your content as well, your interactions. He said the smart ass somebody wants to say at this point in time, Hedera's acting like a meme coin, right? So obviously, I just agreed with him a little bit there. But yeah, I mean, we just, as I just said, with all the technical analysis and where this space potentially could go, right? Which I don't want to be preaching the hopium to the masses or anything like that, but I do want to be honest of where I see the space heading, but what it takes, to get there, right? And one of the biggest things that's going to need to shift is, you guys all guessed it. You guys know, right? Marketing, more communities come together. Like Hedera is still extremely siloed. Like again, I don't really care enough to like start naming names and be like, hey, because this is going to cause more division because so many people are already so divided. But it's like if you're still in your own little silo, in your own little group, like, and you're not going to support other people, and like you want to support your specific token, but you won't support the other ones, like that is going to be at the end of the day, which I get it. That's like kind of just the culture here in Web3, right? That's most people are concerned that other people will win. And if other people win, that means you can't win, right? Like that's like the mindset of what most people have. And like, unfortunately, that's the wrong mindset to have in this space, right? Like the rising tide lifts all boats. I do believe that is the mindset to have in this space. And if obviously you can disagree, and that's totally fine. I'm letting you know from experience what I've seen, and the more and more people that are able to come together, why do you think these meme tokens blow up, right? Why do you think and sure, there could be some maliciousness and some insider stuff and all that kind of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, it does take a massive, massive, massive community of people all here for the same goal. So regardless of what token, right? So this is why I made this post, right? Regardless of what tokens you like, what NFTs you like, what platforms, like I don't care about any of that, to be honest. What I do care about is, hey, we're all here for Hedera. We're all here for HBAR. If you're not here for that, like be public about it, because I would have probably already muted you by now at this point. Like literally, if Hedera doesn't succeed, your tokens, your platforms are not going to succeed. I know some of you guys think that that's the case, but that's not the case. Like people are not going to learn about your platform if they don't know about Hedera. Like I 1,000% believe that. Obviously, if you have incredible marketing yourself, obviously what I just said doesn't apply to you. But we do need more marketing for everything that's happening in Hedera, right? That's why we're hosting these shows so that we can market as much of what's going on in the HBAR ecosystem, right? Like I think that that's so important, so vital for what we're doing here, right? So does HBAR have any meme tokens? The the interactions, we had Silkworm, Postmaster, with Stickbug, Grolf, and MFM, and I think that's all. That's the only tokens. Oh, and of course, H Barbarian token as well, and Karate Combat. And I think that's it, right? So that's like 5 different tokens, and if people came to our ecosystem and saw that, outside of maybe Karate and obviously Grolf at this point, a few other tokens, right? The ones that are listed there, people are not going to come over for those tokens unless they have a very strong reason for that, right? That's why I'm making posts so that people that have their tokens, their communities, right, I want them to be able to show up because I'm going to cover it on the show, right? We're going to talk about it. So basically, go look at those tokens, go check it out, right? I want to see what is in our DeFi, and of course, our sponsor here today with GC token as well. But they're not a meme token. I said specifically meme tokens, which Karate Combat isn't a meme token. I know some people consider it a meme token. It's not. But yeah, I want to hear more about memes. I'm bullish on memes personally, right? And I know how powerful they can be. We even have some currently, right, above Hedera and market cap. There's a reason for that, right? So I'm going to be super excited to see what comes of this cycle in terms of memes. And also, here's some of the alpha I want to share earlier. When meme coins are really surging and pumping, that's usually the catalyst before the main layers, layer ones, the main tokens actually pump. So your Bitcoins, your Ethereum, your Solanas, all your layer ones, right, Hedera, and so on. Usually they're preceded by the max greed, the max. Let me pull it up for you guys so I can show you the indicator here. Let's go back to coin market cap. Right, your greed index went all the way back up to 64. Right, it was just in the 30s like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Right, so of course we're gonna see more and more of the greed. Right, as the meme coins are absolutely pumping. Right, again, that is preceded by the layer ones, like the gambling. Like basically, when you're at your max peak, and it's something I've just studied in the years I've been here. When you're at your like max peak um gambling tendency, if that's what you're doing in the space, you're trading like crazy, right? You're doing all this stuff, right? And it's probably happening on Solana mainly. It's not really happening too much on Hedera yet. I have a feeling it will though. When that's like at its max, um what is it, like greediness, that's when like the bottom, whatever that next bottom is going to look like, that's the top for that part, and then it dumps, and then that's when you have the main layers run. Right, a lot of your tokens will dump after the layers are run, and so on. Right, your layer ones, layer twos, whatever. Right, so again, stay level headed, understand what part of the market you're in, and the next part of the market arguably again is the reset for the layer ones, the layer twos, all your main layers essentially. So Hedera's up next essentially, right? And then you're going to get your DeFi platforms, right? You're going to get all your main tokens, right? On that. But first has to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, basically in the top 10. And then you're going to start seeing the profits trickle into your other layer ones, right? Like Hedera and all the smaller ones currently. And then you're going to start to see all your DeFi. So arguably, which I've been saying this for such a long time at this point, and once it actually happens, pretty much everyone that's been listening here is going to be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, Ipex does know what he's talking about at this point, right? And he called it correctly. And if I'm wrong, obviously you guys can not listen to me, or you guys can let me know if I'm wrong, but which is totally fine. But what I'm thinking, just a approximation here, what I'm expecting to see is potentially a cross up on Bitcoin. Bitcoin potentially breaks up. Let me open the chart here. It's just speculation, right? Don't take any of this as financial advice. I'm just assuming, and this is best case scenario, right? I wanna see this person. I think it could happen. So right, let's go on the weekly chart, right? We're gonna see a cross up above this 50 level on both of them at some point soon in August, right? I've been saying August here, Bitcoin. This would probably cause Bitcoin to pump above the 73K, and then obviously that's super bullish. The RSI will be up here above the 50 as well. Same thing on the monthly, right? Let me open the monthly. Same thing, right? We'll close up above in the 60, 70 range. This blue will cross up above the orange. This candle will close above the 72 range. And then basically after that happens, we'll enter price discovery for at least about, I don't know, a few weeks, a month. And then the bull runs on, right? We're going to have to figure out what to do at that point, right? If none of that happens, obviously disregard everything I'll say at that point. Um, in terms of where Bitcoin will close next, right? We'll have to just keep watching the charts. But of course, October, November will have to be when Ethereum, Solana, all your major altcoins start to really run. And then, of course, Hedera in this range as well. Basically, October, November as well will start to surge. And then all your DeFi, right, will most likely be at the end of the year, December, January, February, most likely. And then if you're bullish on NFTs and you want your NFTs to go crazy, right? Which I'm sure they'll pump a bit as well. But it'll probably be towards the end of the run, which will be Q2 most likely of 2025. Maybe even Q1, late Q1. But we'll have to see, right? That's like super specific, super speculative. It really could run. We could see something crazy and see the actual bull run start next summer, right? And then that's when that one chart I showed you rolls out, Q3, Q4 of next year. So we'll see. We're just going to continue to cover what's going on here in the charts. But basically, the next year from now should be, right? Everything I've studied, everything I've been, basically, I entered the market back here, right? Where did I enter? Right here, right here. So basically, I entered market right here, and I've had all this time, all this experience, and just waiting and watching, right? So we're just gonna have to see what happens. I'm gonna continue to share with you guys every single day what's going on in this ecosystem, and of course, sharing all the latest news as well. And we're gonna start bringing on some more guest speakers onto the show as well, so we can continue to cover more specific daily news as well. So Mondays, oh my goodness, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, perhaps. Yeah, I don't want to share too much off. We're still figuring out kind of what we're gonna do behind the scenes. But this, what is it? This Thursday? Hold on, I think it's this Thursday. Yeah, this Thursday on the 25th. We do have the Karate Combat event, so we're gonna do a live stream. I got to check out what time it's at, but we'll most likely do a live stream for that event as well. So make sure to go check out, go put your tokens in as well. Go vote if you haven't. If you do own Karate Combat tokens as well. Looks like Bank Social. We'll just do a speed round before we wrap up the show here. Looks like Matt's joined the Bank Social Advisory Board as well, which is really, really cool to see. Shout out to Bank Social. And then, of course, HBAR Foundation, make sure to go check out their post as well. They just posted about Hedera having the best user experience in the industry as well. Yeah, I mean, in some capacity, that's true. There's a lot of work to be done on that as well. I don't 1,000% agree with that. There's a lot of work to be done. Arguably, Solana has the best user experience for many reasons. HGraphs.io team will be attending the Futurist Conference in Toronto as well. Tyler and Brandon will be sharing details more as well. So go check it out. Go shoot them a follow and show them some support. Jacob from Hashback, this is really interesting as well. They have a post for collaborating with Hashback as well. Make sure to go check out their post as well if you are if you fall under these categories, right? DF developers, NFT creators, anyone else building cool products. I actually clicked on it. I'll have to apply here soon as well, but there's some really, really interesting things that Hashback's looking to do. Super bullish on Hashback, super bullish on their team and what is coming. Here you go. Building on Hedera. Let's continue to reach and collaborate together. Then, of course, Elaine's song, Focus of the Week mid-year report, which is really important, right? We need to see this come out. This is what we've been talking about with the audit, right? Reviewing lending market RFPs as well. DLT Science Foundation, right? Powering a responsible decentralized ecosystem. You guys can read it here. Practical tool with robust governance, the toolkit here for a resilient, robust ecosystem. Go check it out as well. I'm very excited to see what the DLT Science Foundation continues to do as well. Looks like Bonzo Finance has an update here as well. We'll have to get them on the show very soon. A new RFP for development and liquidity incentive grants as well. All right, we have a couple more posts. Only LARPing, shout out to you, brother. We'll have to get you back on the show very soon as well. Super excited for Tennessee in a few days as well. Karate Combat. This next Karate Combat event is going to be absolutely crazy. Psyched to announce that DeLorean Motor Co. is now Karate Combat's official luxury auto partner. Super bullish on Karate Combat and what they're doing. And of course, Kabila. I didn't know you could set up a multi-signature account for your project. That's news to me. If they've had it for a long time, that's news to me. But awesome. Shout out to Kabila. And of course, shout out to Brandon as well. We need to increase native staking rewards. I think everyone agrees with that as well. And it looks like Chainlink has an upcoming session with Hedera. This was posted yesterday as well. So, of course, we want to see more posts like this. All right. I think we'll share like 2 more posts. Yeah, Danny, shout out to Danny. If you guys are not following him, make sure to go shoot him a follow as well. Always staying up to date with the latest news as well. Make sure to go check out that post. And of course, Genfinity, shout out to Genfinity and what they're doing. Love their content. I think they're doing some great work here in our ecosystem as well. Go check out what they're doing with the news on the governing council as well. All right, you guys. Well, that concludes our show here today. Don't forget to like and retweet the show if you found any of our content of value here today. Where is the show at? Make sure to join our community as well. HBAR Daily Show community. I'm going to be sharing polls, updates. You guys can help direct and guide the future of our show here today as an HBAR community. All right. Like and retweet the spaces. Don't forget to like and retweet the broadcast as well. I really appreciate everyone that tuned in here today. We do host shows here Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. EST, the place to be in Web3. And I will catch you all tomorrow for our Tuesday show as well. And of course, you guys, if you didn't know already, our show is sponsored by Gilmore Estates. Go check out their token. GC, go check out what they are doing here on Hedera, tokenizing real estate on Hedera. This has been episode 226 of the HBAR Daily Show. Much love, you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace, y'all.